Johnson with Matchroom's CEO, Mr. D. Eddie Hearn.
We're in your hood.
yet again.
Yes.
Got a lot to talk about now.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with Joshua and Ruiz. Mm-hmm. Is he crazy for even bringing that up? Because I know some people in the legal world, they said that any judge in the world will look at that and say, come off those belts or take your ass to the UK. Is that about how it goes?
It's not even the belts. It's the contractual obligation that Andy Ruiz has to fight a rematch. I mean, he was given the opportunity to fight for a world title, let's be honest, out of nowhere. We picked him off a list, right? So have the respect to honour what you agreed. Do you know what I mean? Which he will, by the way. And I have absolutely no doubt that he will. Andy Ruiz is a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's an honourable man. But he has got people in his ear saying, "No, don't do this, blah, blah, blah." So, but again, everybody that signed that contract are aware of their obligations. I do believe the fight will take place on December 14th in Cardiff. We will have to see if that's finalised, but it will be finalised very soon.
How much do you think that'd be an advantage for Joshua being more on familiar home turf?
Might be an advantage, might be a disadvantage, having more pressure. I mean, he just fought Andy Ruiz in his country, right, in the US. I know he's of Mexican descent, but he's born and lives in the US. So this time he's going to fight him in the UK. Now there will be the added pressure of the people. For me, there's actually less pressure to do the fight at Madison Square Garden. You go back there,
scene of the crime.
Yeah, but if you lose, you say, well, I probably should have gone to England, and you go back and you have a fight in England. If you lose in England, it ain't great. So I think there's actually added pressure on Joshua doing it in the UK. I just think it's the decision of the training team to say, do you know what? This is probably where you should do this fight.
Do you think he needs to make any changes within his camp, trainers, or anything?
That's for him and Rob McCracken to look at. I mean, those guys are joint at the hip. They've been together from his amateur days. They'll be together for the rest of his career. Joshua knows that he has to adapt. We don't know in that fight, was it strategy? Was it mindset? Was it confidence? Was it, I don't know, all these different things. Was it just taking him too lightly? Probably a mixture of everything, really. But he's a different animal in this fight. I know that even talking to him. He wasn't up for that first fight. Everybody was saying to him, oh, when you beat this guy, yeah, so when you're going to fight Wilder? It's like, yeah, I've got to take care of Ruiz first. Well, obviously you're going to take care of Ruiz. So he puts him down. He gets up and he's just...
People sleeping on that fact that he put him on his ass.
I know. And Andy Ruiz got hit by a right hand when he got up that would have shook most trees. So Ruiz got a good chin. But Ruiz gambled. He took the chance and he deserved credit for that. He won. He was the better man on the night,
Are you still in shock a month and a half later from what you saw?
Not really, because nothing surprises me in boxing, So, yeah. No, I mean, you see everything. So, I never rule out AJ losing. Like, he's learning. So he's not the finished article in heavyweight boxing. And I knew Ruiz is a good fighter. That's why we took the fight, because he wanted a real fight. We wanted to give the fans a real fight. Unfortunately, we would have taken an easy fight, but you've got to win a rematch.
What do you think about the Wilder Fury and all that shaking out and them fighting each other in February?
I think nothing's guaranteed, I mean, you can see someone might lose a fight coming up. I like the fight. I like Fury. I like Wilder. I think they're great for the division. I think right now there's at least 10 heavyweights that can all beat each other, which I think is brilliant for the division. And it's going to be interesting to see that fight. Maybe, if it happens, and when, and maybe next year. I don't know.
What's the fight that has to happen in 2020 in that division? That has to happen.
In the heavyweight division?
Yeah, heavyweight.
Well, it all depends, doesn't it? If Joshua beats Ruiz, then he's got to fight Wilder for the undisputed. I mean, if Ruiz beats Joshua, probably he'll fight Wilder for the undisputed. Usyk's coming in. So I think there's so many great fights we made in that division.